Yes.
Damn,
Yes.
Gina, 8 hours.
Damn, that's a lot of. We're
Hell yeah.
broadcasting live right now. We're broadcasting live
Hey y'all.
to all of my YouTube subscribers. Although it's not many of you guys, I'm just now learning more about YouTube, throwing up my video. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
of course, I have so many videos up on YouTube, starting with Let Us Talk About It. I also have Let Us Talk About It too. So they both are the show, our people, and by our people. So with that being said, you are the people. So whatever show, whatever topic you have, send me the topics and we can talk about it. You know what I mean? Because that's what I do. I have the platform for us to discuss. And with that being said, we have now the Hangouts air, whereas, we can go live on YouTube or do Hangouts and, it can broadcast straight on YouTube and we can share the same way. You know what I mean? So wherever you're at, you can be in a whole nother planet, a whole nother state, country, whatever. And you're not here in
Yes.
Boston. Come on, and discuss whatever it is you want to discuss via social media. How about that? You know what I'm saying? So it just got better.
Hey.
It just got better. It just got better. I'm going to be a maniac behind it. Understand that. So, and I also understand we have CC Eva Stush, as
Hey.
our first platform that we're
Yes.
about to create. Moving forward.
Hey
CC
y'all.
was she had appeared on the Let Us Talk About It show. You can check out some of the videos in the past. I forget the name of the topic of this show. Again, this is a show of the people, for the people, and by the people. So what it is they choose the topic, they suggest the topic. So you guys will also be able to suggest whatever the topic is that you want to discuss. We're going to talk about it. My legs look a little ashy, but but yeah, Cece. So what's up, Cece? Cece,
Hey,
Cece.
what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up?
I'm
That's
a
my
stush.
sister from another mister. But hey, y'all, yeah, we just wanted to touch bases on relationships and basically baggage and how baggage affects, like, really, we need to talk about that because that's something that our community is not discussing. Like, I feel as though any other culture, or, not even, okay, we're not going to do the culture thing, but let's just say we will go and get counseling for everything else, like anger management, Alcoholics Anonymous, all this stuff. But we need to be discussing baggage with new prospects and relationship, because that is very crucial. That's like the foundation and the cornerstone of every single relationship. Whatever that person from the friendship or previous relationships handled and dealt with, that stuff is over into the next relationship. Period,
Mm.
point blank.
So baggage. So when people think of baggage, they're thinking of, you have children that you have to deal with, baby mama drama, your finance, your credit, things of that
Yeah,
nature. But when we're speaking of baggage, we're speaking about real baggage. We're speaking about emotional issues. You know what I mean? We're speaking
yeah.
about mental disturbances that happen in your previous relationship, not even in your relationship, but even just throughout life, period. You know what I mean?
Period. Yeah.
It's like just living in society alone, you create baggage. You know what I'm saying? And because we
Yeah.
have this baggage and, we look at people the way we look, we view them in a certain way. For instance, they'll have a male viewing us women as a certain, a certain way, vice versa. You know what I mean? From your
Yeah.
baggage. Shit that you was taught, shit that you was dealt with, shit that was done to you, what the fuck ever. Anything that was stored into your mental, your emotional, your mental, your being. Like this is what leads into a distraught relationship because now
Mm-hmm.
you expect this man or you expect this woman to be your damn survivor, your savior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
not only do you expect for her to be your savior, but she got to be your dear mother. You know what I mean, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So it becomes overwhelming, and then we have two different frequencies here, and then when we base a relationship off of two different frequencies, it's definitely a fact that we have to be on the same frequency and the same belief also in order for shit to work out. Like, there's no way that I'm going to believe in, internal life and you're going to believe in, death. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that we're going to be able to move forward. I'm not going to walk
I'm not going to say that there's no way to move forward, because I know that for a fact that there are people in the world that Christian, another person might be atheist, but they have a certain level of respect and love for one another to say, I respect what you coming to the table with your belief, and you respect what I'm coming to the table with in your belief. Eventually, somebody is going to sway the other person, the other one's direction. So, for example, if one person is more spiritual and the other person is not, either spiritual person is going to drag the non-spiritual one into their cipher, or the non-spiritual person is going to drag the spiritual person into their cipher. But my thing is, with the baggage, you got too many people that are bringing in emotional trauma. They're bringing in the foundation of what they were taught, the foundation of the things that they remember from their mother, their father, their ex-boyfriend, their ex-fiance, their co-workers, their boss, all these different feelings and all these different experiences that they've had. By the time they get to the next person, good or bad, it's going to come out in that relationship. I feel like people need to discuss touchy subjects and hot buttons. You know that you have a certain hot button. That's something that your newfound love interest should know. That's something that your new partner, that is a discussion for you guys to have. Like for example, if I know my hot button is word, I've had bad experiences with people calling me a bitch, or people say bitch all the time. Hey, bitch, this, that. What's up, bitch? Oh, those are cute, bitch. But if somebody has had a traumatizing experience with the word bitch, that's a hot button. Like, if you grew up in a verbally abusive household, your mother always referred to you as a fucking bitch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It becomes traumatizing to the mind. You know what I mean? Like, that goes in the same aspect of raising your child in a certain demeanor, like with a certain language, like you're always yelling at your child. You know what I'm saying? Like, that child's gonna grow up resenting the fact. You know what I'm saying? So, and also, if somebody raised their voice to them, it's gonna be a problem. Like, it becomes and don't get me wrong, I don't want to. Let me just make a correction real quick. It's not so much of the fact that they won't be able to, combine as one, a couple with two beliefs, I don't want to say that because that is inaccurate. But what I am saying is that it will be a friction. It will be difficult. It will be tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, it's although relationship is something that you have to work at, it's an investment. We all understand that, but it adds more of a struggle onto so. And it also would cause a lot of breakups. But you would really have to trust that you'll be able to work at building as one, regardless of whatever's believed, because we all spiritual beings, regardless of what, But I do feel the fact that, the mental disturbance is in with us all. You know what I mean? We all have a form of mental disturbance. Like, don't yell at me.
Right.
Don't yell at me without me getting into defense mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, it becomes a problem. You know what I mean? But that's the thing right there. Like, our ego. If we can separate our ego, you know what I mean, from our body, from us spiritually, then we will understand that words don't hurt us. Like, we will really understand and know that we are physical. We are living in the physical, and none of this shit is a affect us, in any
I
type of way, period.
I was looking at something on the internet today, and it basically said, from the guy Marcus Lamb on Facebook, he was saying that we are a sick nation we're looking for things in other people that are sick. We are looking for marriage. We are looking for love. We're looking for help. We're looking for in the next person, but the next person that we're looking for the stuff in is sick. We are sick. And I get what he's saying. Like, we have to understand that we need healing. We need a spiritual healing. We need a detoxing of our physical, but a lot of the anger, resentment, and things that are building up tension in a lot of these relationships, a lot of us don't even realize it's coming from the things that we're putting in our system. Like, you got a lot of people walking around holding on to so much resentment and anger, and it's because they're flesh eaters. All they eat is flesh. All you eat is dead animals, rotting flesh. It's building up toxins in your system. It's fucking with your neurological pathways, your circulation, your oxygen, your blood cells. And all these things are making you inflammation in your insides. It's making you irritated. It's like making you grumpy, grouchy. You cannot enjoy your life and your partner if your body is always in a state of discomfort. You know what I'm saying?
Which causes, and this is the reason why it causes so many diseases. You see what I'm saying? And that's what the diseases are, is your body being at a dis-ease. And exactly. You are what you eat. You eat all this fucking meat, all this fucking pork, this wine, this beef and shit. You become animalistic.
Yeah.
You are what you eat. That's why they say that us fucking people are out here acting like animals. Look what you're putting in your body. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Not to mention all the things that the government is doing to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to try to cut out as much. We can't control everything, but we do have to try to cut out as much or implement as many healthier alternatives as possible. Right. And then the next thing is communication. You know what I mean? Like, if you're talking to somebody, the definition of communication is talking and listening, giving constructive feedback. If you're just waiting to explode on a person, or if what a person says something to you and your first response is like hostility, like, everything doesn't have to be hostility. You have to ask yourself, like, why am I like this? Why am I so hostile? It's like a lot of us are in verbal and emotional abusive relationships because we have a partner who's very hostile in their response. If someone asks you a regular, like a normal balanced relationship should be as so, honey, good morning, my queen, good morning, my king, or however you guys deal with each other. Your partner might walk up behind you, give you a nice warm hug while you're cooking or if they ask you a question, what's the weather like today, honey? They like, oh, it's supposed to be. That's like a normal conversation. But if you're waking up, you don't give your partner no hug, no kiss. You wake up, you just jump out of bed. Somebody asks you a question, you're just like in attack mode, like, why you, I mean, it's on the news, you don't got a thing on your phone to see what kind of weather. Like, your response should not always be in a hostile manner. If you're somebody who's always responding in a hostile manner, it's something wrong. It's some baggage laying there that needs to be discussed. Like, what is it? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's what it is. Like, you got everybody that's so stuck on their feelings and what somebody's saying to them and what somebody thinks of them. It's just like each time.
Then when you're talking, you have to not be waiting for your turn to talk. You have to be actively listening. Like, feel your partner, what they're saying. Don't just be like, okay, yeah, whatever, and just be waiting to respond in attack mode. Like, really sit down and listen. Like, this person is trying to convey something to you. What is it that they're trying to convey to you? Let me understand what my man is trying to say to me. If he's hurting,
Mm-hmm.
Let me feel the pain. Let me be sympathetic or empathetic to the pain. If he's joyful, let me be joyful with him and congratulate in the joyfulness. If they're, feeling sad, you have to get on that wavelength. Like, what's the matter, honey? Like, what's the problem? Like, it should not be like hostility. It should be loving and kindness and patience. It should never come from a place of war. We are not each other's enemy. We are in a place where we're supposed to be helping each other build, and we're supposed to be getting to a certain point. It's so much bullshit going on in the world, so many distractions. The last thing we need to be doing is warring with one another in the household.
Right, right. And because of the distractions, it all ties into the shit that we eat, the shit that we watch. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And my whole thing is like, how do you know that it's not good for you if you're not taught this from childhood? You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
can tell, like for example, not saying that I'm perfect, and not saying that we all. I'm tired of hearing the conscious community saying that they're conscious, conscious this, conscious that, and you're doing all this fucked up shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm over
Right.
it. You know, great. That's my whole thing is I'm very much aware. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is I'm not trying to be more aware. I'm just trying to be more righteous. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be righteous, and that's how I need
Right.
to live my life. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
I'm out here and I look at people and I'm like, damn, they just don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
they just don't know. You know what I mean? Look at that damn McDonald's driveway. That drive-through line. Like the fuck? Do they know what's
Yeah.
in that meat? Do they know they eating their people? Do they?
Right.
They just don't know. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I was once there, and now that I'm so aware, it's like society fucks you up mentally. You know what I mean? Like it really
Yeah.
does that to us. It really fucks us up mentally, and it's a sad case because you grow up believing you can be fucking 60, 70, 80 years old, you still think it's okay to eat pork. Huh?
Mm-mm.
Huh? You know what
Just,
I mean? Like there's no way possible.
I mean,
So why? So when we speak, so jumping into baggage, because I know people are like, they're supposed to be speaking about baggage. Like this has nothing to do with the baggage. In fact, it does. You know what I mean?
it
Because
does.
it all plays a part of what's going to fuck up your relationship. This is all plays a part of fucking up the being mentally. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Mentally and physically. You know what I mean? And it caused disturbances in your relationship. I don't give a fuck what relationship you have. It could be a relationship with your child. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Baggage. It's past baggage. And we're not going to speak about the females, and you ladies out there having sex with Tom, Dick, and Harry, and
Oh.
Jennifer, and Melissa. You know what I'm saying? All of that, all them them different energies that's being entwined in one body. You know what I'm saying? Like
and I
there's
and I
no.
and I'll say this, and I'll say this. Sorry, Kina, I'll say this.
Uh-huh.
We were all once there. You know what I'm saying? Like back and stuff like that. My teenager years when I didn't have any knowledge of what was going on, any knowledge of self, and you were just living and being reckless. But as you get older and you realize, like, laying down with people now is not just laying down. Like, you lay down with people and you contract their energy. You might not contract
Mm-hmm.
no STD, but you definitely contracting their energy. That energy does not leave when that person leaves. That energy sticks
You get the
around.
Yomi cleansing. They don't know about the Yomi cleansing. Talk to them about the Yomi cleansing. Go ahead.
Oh
I'm listening.
yeah. Anytime you, it's like every partner that you have, especially if you're having unprotected sex, they are leaving behind a spiritual residue on your aura.
Mm-hmm.
Men and women, but especially women, because our organs are internal. Our vagina is internal. The man is depositing into your system. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it affects men as well, but um it really affects the women. You know what I mean? Because we are the ones that carry the cells in our system. So we have to really be careful. Like when you're dealing with somebody who, it is the same thing for positivity. When you're dealing with someone who's joyful, peaceful, he may be a vegan or she may be a vegan. They're responsible. They're living a good, natural, normal, peaceful, productive life. You lay
Mm-hmm.
down with this person, you are going to start realizing that you are following in this person's footsteps. You are starting to take on this person's, you are going to start resembling this person as far as glowing, energy level, and everything else that's studying on you. That's why you have to choose your partner carefully. If you are on the negative side and they're continually making deposits in you, on you, and they're an irritable, grouchy, grumpy, negative Nancy, you are going to become an irritable, grumpy, grouchy, negative Nancy,
Word.
because this is the deposits that are being put on you and in you. You feel me? It's hard to maintain your character when you are continuously having another person's character deposited on you and in you. It's just like the bank. You go to the bank and you deposit $200. You keep depositing $200. It's going to be a buildup. It's going to be a buildup. You know what I'm saying? So it's just same thing with the spiritual realm. You're talking to a person, they keep depositing all this residue on your aura. It's going to be a stacking of this on you, and it's going to be it's not impossible to get it off, but it's baggage. Once again, baggage going onto the next person. You are going to bring those characteristics of that negative Nancy into your next relationship. And God forbid the next person is a negative Nancy with more baggage. Now you are taking on more deposits of bullshit. Like it's like a cycle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta break that cycle. We gotta break that cycle, y'all.
Right. So how would you suggest that we break it?
First, it starts with a discussion. You know what I'm saying? You have to bring it up to your partner, like, listen, there's something that needs to be, we need to do something. And then I feel like you need to get a specialist, like a person that has more knowledge and the know-how to do a cleansing has to be brought into the situation. It has to be like
Yeah,
it has to be an intervention of some sort.
but you also have these people, there's a lot of people out here that says, that these external individual individuals, seekers, helpers, spiritual healers, they don't know. So how are they going to be able to give the advice that they need to give? You know what I mean? Although I agree with it, but you
Yeah.
have people out here that is against it. Like, how do we get them? How do we get around to those people?
Well,
I think that a third party, someone who doesn't know either one of you guys, who was to intervene and come in between and discuss whatever it is that needs to be addressed, and just put shit flat out on the table and just move forward and show the reasons, way, how, and whatever the case may be to make shit happen.
Yeah.
I think I'm always for that, because there's no judging. You can't judge me or him, either him.
Right.
So
Right.
my thing with it is like, yeah, I'm so for it. But what about the men? A lot of men really aren't when it comes to
Well,
seeking help from externally.
I think that in order for true change to take place, both parties have to be open. And it's kind of difficult because if one party is more open and the other person's a little bit more closed, I mean, you have to try to get your partner to understand that the love that you have for them is what you want to preserve the relationship. You're trying to make some effort, but it takes two. So then the next thing is, if the other person is not open to receive the help, doesn't believe that that spiritual side is necessary, doesn't believe that the food and the eating has anything to do with it, doesn't even understand how the environment and everything is under attack, on all levels, then it's kind of like you have to make a decision to, should I stay and continue to try to, should I say, brainwash this person to that this is what we need to do, or is it time to just go? And it's a tough decision because like we need to help each other instead of just walking away. If you just keep walking away from people who are damaged, they're going to be more damaged than the last time they were damaged, and it's going to carry over to the next person. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But you can't force anyone to do anything that they really just don't want to do. And in order to preserve your spirit, in order to preserve your well-being, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Like, you have to really make a call. Damn, we need the help. This nigga don't want to get the help, or this chick don't want to get the help. Like, I gotta keep it moving because I gotta protect and preserve my spirit.
Right. Because the more you're at a lower frequencies, the more you're in, you're a magnet for whatever negative occurrence that,
you're allowing yourself to be more open to spiritual attacks. You're more allowing yourself to be more open to physical sickness, illnesses, and stuff like that, because they just keep bringing your frequency down. You know what I'm saying? Keep bringing your frequency down. So in order to preserve your spirit and keep your spirit high and to keep yourself lifted, I mean, you have to do what's necessary for your well-being. You know what I'm saying? And some people
so
just
there's no way you get that. There's no way that you can share show love when you're so angry all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the key. Like love. You know what I mean? And if you can't show love, then don't expect shit to fall through for you. You know what I mean?
And here's another thing that I realized, like, for some women, I do understand, like, it's not just that easy for some people, men or women. Let me not just exclude that to women. It's a lot of people out here that can't just get up and just walk away that easily. I do understand that. Due to like children, financial situations, two people might be splitting a mortgage. If one person leaves, they may not be able to afford another mortgage on their own, or they have to take time to find another place to live. They have to take time to try to move away from this person. They have to take time to try to separate their life from this person. I do understand that it's not just that easy, and sometimes it does take time, but at the end of the day, you do have to try to take the time to make those necessary adjustments. You know what I mean?
Right. You okay?
Yeah, mucus. We were just talking about that, like mucus. I know for a fact for myself, I need to improve my diet, my eating, my drinking, increase my hydration, water, stuff like that, because all these things, they cause irritability. You know what I'm saying? So
how does it affect your relationship? Do you find it becoming
for me, like what I noticed about my personal situation, just me being on a higher frequency and being around a lower frequency, my body is reacting in a way like I never really had trouble with constipation. All of a sudden, like the past 3 years, I've been having trouble with constipation from the time that my significant other was like incarcerated all the way to now. Like my body has been troubled with that. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it's getting better, but you have to pay attention to the signs your body is telling you. You got to pay attention to the signs your spirit is telling you. Like if somebody is draining you, you're going to start to notice like signs in your system. If you're not somebody who gets migraines, all of a sudden you start getting migraines all the time. Like you gotta listen to your body. If you're somebody who don't never get sick, all of a sudden your body is compromised. Your immune system is getting low. Like you have to pay attention to them those signs, because that means somebody around you is sucking you of
Mm-hmm.
your positive energy. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's how my body is affecting me, because I'm so used to getting up when I'm in Boston, just getting up and going walking and jogging and enjoying nature, enjoying the air, the sun, the sky, the clouds, the sounds, the birds, and just always having something to do, to come back down here and kind of have like a sedentary lifestyle. I'm not putting the blame on nobody, because I can still come out here and do the same thing, but it's a little bit difficult when you're with somebody who is not, and
Mm-hmm.
then you want to do things with them, but you're finding yourself still doing things by yourself. It makes you
Right.
like,
Right.
damn, if I
Mm-hmm.
can do all this shit by myself.
And that's why they say, I could do bad by myself. That's why that saying is what it is. It means just what it means, just what it sounds like. I could do bad by myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And if you can
what,
do bad by yourself, you can do great by yourself.
absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Great turn. So,
So,
I mean, and it goes both ways. We're not being sexist here. It goes male or female, because
right.
men are as much as supposed to be our backbone, we are supposed to be theirs as well. You know what I mean? And because of the disturbances, we feel to realize what we are here for one another for. You know what I mean? Like, it goes out the window. And at this point, I don't even want to look at you. I don't even want to speak to you. I don't even want you in the same bed as me, type shit. Becomes a problem. Like, it's unhealthy. You know, you're in the same house with
Yeah.
somebody and you can't even have a conversation with them. How unhealthy is that? You know, like,
And then my thing is, whatever relationship you're in, whether you're in a heterosexual relationship or a bisexual relationship, a transsexual relationship, whatever it is, you have to understand the sex that you're with. Like, men have to try to wrap their head around the fact that women are built a little bit differently. We as women have to wrap our head around the fact that men are built a lot differently.
mm-hmm,
So if you know that a woman is more sensitive, wants more affection, and then you have to get to know your specific partner, because everybody's not the same. You do have some women that are not sensitive and not affectionate, but
but the thing about it is, but we feel we can't. That's the thing, though. We feel to realize that these men are more sensitive than we are. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that's where we lack the knowledge of, and we forget. Like, I even forget myself at times. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And our words are more powerful. Although their words hurt, our words will bring their chin to to the floor. Like, they strip their ego completely. Strip them of their fucking ego. You know what I mean? Just by one fucking word, the power of us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, and we always having that man society because of, how everybody was taught that the man is not supposed to cry, the man's supposed to be the toughest. That's bullshit. The men are the most fucking sensitive fucking beings on here. They're overly sensitive. They're more sensitive than us. Yes, I get it. So sometimes with me being who I am, and not saying that I'm a powerful person, but
yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm very much so is. My name
yeah.
speaks for itself, and my action goes along with it. So when
Hmm.
when when you come to somebody who has been independent for all her time being, been a single
Yeah.
parent, raising two kids, her son's 19 and her daughter's 17, like, she's already stuck in her ways. There's no way that you can tell her some shit without her feeling like,
It's
you know what I mean? Because
it's tough,
it
especially
becomes
when you're an alpha female. You kind of need. you need someone who can roll with the punches with you and knows how to handle you. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, and that's what I am. I'm more so of an alpha female. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But again, I don't need you to be too much of that alpha male neither, because then it's going to be a power trip. When there's a power trip, there's nobody listening to one another. Somebody's always trying to have
Yeah.
the last word, or somebody's trying to overpowering the next. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but me, knowing me, I recognize me and I understand when I need
Yeah.
to fall back. You know what I mean? Or when I need to come back and be like, yo, I was fucking wrong type shit. You know
Yep.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. And a lot of, I won't say a lot of men don't either, but it's just difficult for somebody to say that they're wrong. It's difficult for some people to acknowledge their faults and things. And that's the problem. Once people can realize their faults and recognize their faults, then they will understand that one of their faults is eating this fucking meat.
Yeah.
And drinking this bullshit as water that's causing them to act this way towards their mate, and cause them to act whatever animalistic type they act in, however. You know what I'm saying? But no
And you know
bullshit.
what?
For real
And that's
though.
another thing. That's another thing. It's for so many years we've been brainwashed that fluoride is good and fluoride in toothpaste is good. It makes your teeth white and all this stuff. But like the fluoride is poison. You know what I mean? So the people don't understand like all this fluoride in our water. And then you got the people that's like, well, I got a filter system in my water. I drink alkaline water. Yeah, but you're still bathing in fluoride.
Right. You wash
So
your
even
hair
if
with
you got
fluoride?
a filter, you have to get a filter on your shower system. You got to get a
Yeah.
filter in your kitchen. You got to get a filter for everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just, one thing. Oh, I eat right, I exercise. Okay, you eat right and you exercise. Then it still boils down to they spraying chemicals in the fucking air. The chemicals are going down to the ground, going down to the fruits and the vegetables and even though you're eating as a vegan and you're not eating animals, the shit is still in the crops. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do the best that we can to eliminate as much as we can. We can't control everything, but the things that we can control. Yeah.
Where you at? See? I don't know where she went, guys. But the things that we can control, I don't know what happened. I would say that, but the things that we can control that shit. You know what I mean? Like, we have control over everything. We can, it's all about the mind. You know what I mean? It's all about the mind. It's all about the mind. I was just sharing this in a few groups. She's still on. I don't know what happened. But yeah, people, so you know, we're speaking about baggage, you know what I mean? And like baggage, you hear today is, the baby mama drama, or person has kids, or, you know, uh, somebody's credit status, things of that nature, you know what I mean? A person doesn't have a home, a steady home or whatever. But in this case, we're speaking more in depth where, internally, trauma, past trauma, mental disturbance throughout your time on this physical plane, and we all have some form of baggage with us, whether you believe it or not, just by default. You know what I mean? Your parenting, your childhood, you know, uh, it just doesn't matter. We all have a form of it. But the thing about it is that we have to get spiritual cleaning, some type of cleansing before we deal with any relationship. I don't give a fuck what it is. You just have to get a spiritual cleansing before you deal with any type of relationship that you have. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a relationship with your children, you really need to be having your spiritual cleansing. You know, they need to have it as well, growing up like throughout their lives, and they don't teach us this. You know, we're not taught this. You feel me? So, you know, baggage comes in so many different forms. You could have been abused by your mother, by your parents. You know, you could have lacked whatever type of love. Um, you know, you could have bad experience with an ex male or female. You know, you probably got yelled at as a child too much. You know, and when somebody yells, you know, you feel as though they're trying to attack you. They're trying to attack you because you know they have a stronger voice or a stronger tone than you. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. There's so many ways, but we have to understand that we need to let go of all this shit. You know, we are also trapped up in our feelings and in our emotions and things of that nature, and that you know it's causing disturbances. And just like we were speaking about when it comes to the meat, you know what I mean? Like you guys are eating all this different type of meat, pork, beef, it, even the chicken and the fish. None of it's good for us. But yet, we wondering why we acting like fools and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we just make it happen? And that's only because we are what we eat. You eat an animal, you're gonna act like an animal, and that's just what it is. So, with CC guys, but I'll speak a little bit more. Worst comes to worst, I'll probably discontinue this video. This was a quick video about baggage, regardless of what. It's just a quick video. We're just starting this hangout, you know, this YouTube live through Hangout, so it's pretty neat. You know, technology is just definitely expanding, you know, as the world turns, I must say. But and you're from Boston, then you know we have the bullying walking rollathon that's happening June 3rd. Make sure you're out there to support. It's a 2-mile walk happening from Fields Corner Public Branch Library to Lena Park on American Legion Highway. So you know you want to have your roles, whether it's your skates, your roller skates, your skateboards, you know, your wheelchairs, you know, whatever it is, your bikes, whatever it is. You know, let's get out here and roll out bullying. And let's walk out bullying as well. So whether you are on your feet or if you're on wheels, it don't matter. Let's make it happen on this day. So she hung up. Let me try to get her again. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, so you know, so you just want to make it happen on this day. Hey viewer, we're just waiting for Charlene to jump back on. You know, once she jumps back on, we'll be ready to roll all over again. We're speaking about baggage. Hey, Stush.
Hey, I'm
You're
back.
back.
I'm sorry about that. My phone died. I had to get juice back up.
Oh, okay. I figured something happened with the phone.
Yeah.
So because we're on the video call, it's gonna be like you hear that echo?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. I think it's clear now.
Yeah.
So because we're on the video call, your phone may die again because you know the video takes a lot of power
Okay.
from the battery. It requires a lot of battery power.
Yeah.
So I was also just while you was going, wait, I forgot what you were saying. I forgot, girl.
Oh, talking about the chemicals and how they're spray, even though we try to eat healthy and do right, they're spraying us still with a bunch of shit.
Hmm. I don't see you.
There we go.
Okay, see. So yeah, absolutely.
Hey.
They're spraying us with a lot of shit, and not even to mention, you know, the shit, you know, the frequency from the cell phones and all these electronic devices and shit. You know, even just Bluetooth alone.
Right. Right.
So people aren't aware of these things. It's like the Walking Dead out here. But we just need to wake our people up one by one. And I see
Right.
that there is people changing because of the fact that our youth are talking about the truth. You know what I'm saying? And what they're not being taught in school.
Right.
So, I mean, at that age, I was speaking about Jesus.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean? I was at the church. I couldn't wait to go to Sunday school so I can go get the snacks.
Right. And I'm not, and we don't want to ruffle. I don't want to ruffle any.
Where you at, CC? Her phone died again. So, like I said, when you have video through your cell phone, it requires a lot of battery. Like, so her phone probably died out again. But it's all good. We'll be back anyways. You know what I mean? This is just the first. There's going to be many more. We just wanted to see how this was going to roll. And it rolled pretty swell. You know? So with that being said, people, I love you. Deuces.